Producer prices came in substantially higher than everyone anticipated, increasing 0.9% month over month, while the consensus was for it to only increase 0.2%. If you're not exactly sure why this matters, producer price index is essentially what companies are paying for products to then sell to you and I as consumers. And this is the highest increase since June of 2022. And an easy to understand analogy for how producer prices could likely affect consumer prices is to think of it like a river. So producers will be upstream, while you and I, consumers, will be downstream. And usually what goes into a river flows down. So if producers are paying more for goods and services, as we've seen in this inflation report, then we are more than likely to see that affect us as consumers. But it does not always have to impact consumer prices. As I mentioned, this is the largest increase in producer prices since June of 2022. And over here is the CPI report that we saw in June of 2022, which is when inflation actually peaked at 9.1%. So even though it was the largest increase that companies were paying for goods to then sell to us as consumers, it was actually the peak of inflation, and what followed was a large drop in consumer prices. I have no idea if this is going to be the same scenario or if we're due for another round of inflation, but what I do know is that the odds of a rate cut for the month of September didn't change at all. There's still a 92% chance that we're going to get a rate cut next month. And the odds of a rate cut happening in October also didn't change. There's still a higher likelihood that the Fed is going to cut rates twice before the end of the year. So although this report is not good at all, in fact, mortgage rates are going to increase because of it, but probably only in the short term. We do have another set of economic data happening before the next Fed meeting in September, so we'll see whether or not these producer prices are going to directly impact consumer prices, as well as what the unemployment numbers are going to look like. So all of this will have a large immediate impact on mortgage rates, good or bad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and follow me for more.